Hi, I'm Deborah Bowman. I'm the Senior Managing Editor of Clinical Publications for the ASGE, and I'm here today with Dr. Amitabh Chak, who is from Case Western University and University Hospitals of Cleveland from Cleveland, Ohio. He is also the chair of the editorial board for GIE and Video GIE. So we're here today to talk about the editorial board's article entitled GIE Editorial Board Top 10 Topics, Advances in GI Endoscopy in 2017. Welcome, Dr. Chak.
Thanks, Deborah.
Thank you. So what did you and the editorial board find that made the necessity for writing this article?
So, Deborah, you might know that the ASG governing board appoint the GIE editorial board to help the editor, to help monitor the journal, to try to see what we can contribute to improving the quality of the journal. And one of our tasks is to review the journal and look at articles, try to identify deficiencies, try to identify what our strengths are, and see what we can advise the editor in terms of making the journal that much better for our readership. As we were doing this, we go through all the articles in GIE, and we also look at articles on endoscopy being published in other journals, and so we get idea of what the scope and the width of publications in endoscopy-related areas are around the world. And we thought what we could do is to review everything that is published in endoscopy and help our readership, help our society by helping our research committees, help our education committees by trying to distill the most important contributions in gastrointestinal endoscopy during the preceding year, even as we review GIE itself. And maybe we could identify the top 10 advancements in GI endoscopy and help our community, help our discipline to move forward.
Okay. And what are some of the methods that you used to come up with these top 10?
So actually some of it was done on the fly, but we did consult with people who do this kind of research. And what I did was asked our publishers to identify titles from the top medical journals such as Lancet, New England Journal, JAMA. We looked at the top GI journals, CGH, Gastroenterology, American Journal of Gastro, Endoscopy, and we identified original articles that were being published on endoscopic areas. We took all those titles, we ranked them according to different organ systems, and sent those titles to each individual committee member. And the task for each individual committee member was to review what was published in 2017 and identify what they thought the major advances were. So these were article areas where there were multiple publications or areas in which a major significant advance was made, and each individual independently identified the top 10 areas.
Okay.
And then what we did is we compiled that list, and very interestingly, a lot of the members of the committee had identified the same areas.
Okay.
So those were no-brainers. And we just ranked which areas got multiple votes. There were some things such as quality of colonoscopy or poem that got a large number of votes. There were some things that maybe only got 4 or 5 votes, but based on number of votes, we selected the top 10 areas to publish as a service to our readers, as a service to our board even, for identifying the areas where we can be doing educational courses, areas that we could do research in, and areas that are making an impact on our field.
Okay. Do you remember some of the top 10?
Yeah, some of them stick out because they're easy. Screening colonoscopy in terms of the major advance of how to do quality endoscopy, quality colonoscopy area was that got a lot of votes was POEM, working on pancreatic necrosis, making major advances in doing necrosectomy, and treating Barrett's esophagus, dysplastic Barrett's, is a hot topic. The other thing, once we identified those top 10 topics, fortunately we have diverse committee with committee members who have expertise in different areas, and each committee member chose one or two areas that they were experts in, and they did a synopsis to really hone down and focus in on what it was about the topic that was most important during the area.
Okay.
And I asked them to identify about 4 or 5 original articles and summarize them and extract what's really changed in the field, so that our readers could read this and get some idea without having to read all the hundreds of articles that are published. And it gives a overview of what's gone on in the previous year. And we're hoping we'll do this again every year.
Okay. It sounds like a study that might have a lot of challenges, though. Is that true?
It was. We were flying by the seat of our pants when we started it. Had no idea how it was going to turn out. But it was a lot of time spent watching baseball games and football games, organizing the articles and choosing the thing. But surprisingly, when it was all put together, our committee members did a lot of work on it, but they did it enthusiastically because it was a learning experience for them. It was a learning experience for all of us, and the final result, we hope the readers will enjoy it. We certainly enjoyed putting it together.
And who would you say this applies to? Who would benefit by reading this article?
I think all the readers of GI Endoscopy will find a good summary of what's happened in 2017. I think people doing research will enjoy it to see what others consider significant. People who publish those articles will certainly enjoy seeing them in print. And I think educators will enjoy it. Our courses in ASGE will be better tailored to reflect those major advances, so we can teach them at the ITT Center. We can send out educational brochures. We can do our offerings both from the video perspective, both from the course perspective, based on what we've identified.
Okay. And is there anything else you'd like to tell our audience about it?
I think you've been a great interviewer. I hope the readership does look at it and enjoys it, and we'll try to do it again next year. And if you're watching this video, give us your feedback, whether you liked it, how you would like to see it change, what's wrong with it. We'd welcome it.
Because as you say, you'll probably do it every year.
We plan to do it every year because this is a process that can reiterate.
Sure.
You know, GI endoscopy keeps changes, and we'll keep trying to find what happened in 2018.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much for sitting still for an interview this morning.
Thanks.